one-on-one with Sydney and Beto O'Rourke. Sydney, what question do you have for Congressman O'Rourke?
Who's your favorite DC superhero?
Batman. Who's yours?
I don't really have
Sydney.
What you're trying to tell me is that you're the one who asks the questions. I don't get to ask questions, right? All right. What's your next one?
What's your favorite book?
Ooh, probably The Odyssey. Have you had a chance to read that one yet, or hear any of the stories of the Cyclops, or Odysseus, or these guys who it took 20 years for them to get back home to where they were from and be with their families? That's one of my favorite books. Do you mind if I ask you your favorite book?
No.
What's your favorite book?
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Oh, all my kids have read that too. Sydney, tell me how old you are.
8.
You're 8, so my youngest son, Henry, just turned 8 today. It's his birthday. And he's got that book right on his nightstand right next to his bed. And we read that one together. So I like that book too. So glad you came out here today. How did I do in answering your questions?
You have one more question.
Okay.
Sydney, you got one more question?
What would you do for 8-year-olds like me?
So first of all, I want to make sure that 8-year-olds like you give me the direction in what I do. You have a better idea of what you want and what you need and what you'd like to see in this country than I do. So I would listen to you. I'd learn from you. But I'd also know from my 8-year-old that making sure that we've got world-class public schools and that those teachers in front of you in the classroom, that we pay them what they're worth, that we take care of them once they retire, that we make sure that they have health care so that they're healthy enough to be in the classroom with you. That's something that I'd want to do. I'd want to make sure that for the planet, for it to still be a place that you can live in, or your kids or grandkids down the road can live in, that when it comes to climate change, we make some of the right decisions now while we still can. And that this country's kind of divided right now. And a lot of people are having a hard time listening and talking to each other just like you and I are doing. And that you and I try to be the example to others, that we can be kind to each other, we can be generous, we can be civil, and we can still compete, we can still have a democracy, and we can still do great things. Those are some things that are just at the top of my mind. But I'm glad that you asked, and I'm glad that you're here. And I'm a big fan of your uncle, Jay Swarobo. I got to meet him early.